yourself, asshole. I'm not that stupid. Just for that, I'm gonna spend my whole childhood eating what I want and doing drugs when I want. Whatever, I do what I want.
No, wait!
Hell to the no, no, no. Come on, come on. Come on. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Listen.
What's up, guys? It's the Nightwing Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today, talking about Immortals. So, prior to week 3 of the LCS 2020 summer split beginning, Immortals fired their league GM Keaton and head coach Zaboutine. Zaboutine had been getting a lot of criticism for starting Aka and Soaz. Soaz, obviously, I think was their best player along with Apollo for the LCS 2020 spring split, but Immortals were also heavily criticized coming into this split. Most people had them 10th in their power rankings. I mean, if you didn't have them at 10th in your power rankings, you're probably trolling. I know some people said that CLG should have been 10th place, but at least CLG had Pobelter going in, and this roster basically had nobody good, you know, and they started with Potluck, who I thought didn't look that bad. Soaz looked okay at the end of the LCS 2020 spring split. You had Altec and Gate. Gate is complete trash, and Altec was super underwhelming. And Aka was arguably the 11th best mid laner. So you basically had a 10th place team starting. You have a new jungler who's not going to really know how to play, you know, competitively in an actual match. Then you have Soaz, who, you know, if he gets behind early on, he's tilted off the face of the fucking earth. Then you have Aka, who's not going to win any lane. Altec and Gate are definitely not winning any lanes, so Potluck can't play through any of them, and that's just pretty much it. I mean, they fired Keaton, their former general manager, and they fired Zaboutine. So I don't know where they're going to actually go moving forward, but we fast forward to now, and we just got over week 3 of the LCS 2020 summer split, where they brought in Alorum, Xmithie, Insanity, Apollo, and Hakuo, and they actually come away, you know, with a win. And you know what's super, super interesting about all this is that I think that, you know, when you try out a new player like Potluck, that's a lot of, you know, pressure to really go into, because either he pops off and he makes a 10th place team probably an 8th best team, or he looks bad on a 10th place team. And obviously Immortals did not want to start 0-4. That's not the start you want to have to a summer split. That's going to lead obviously into Worlds, if we still even have it, you know, currently right now. With how 2020 is structured for a lot of events, you know, a lot of big events have gotten canceled. A lot of big events have been, you know, going through different relegations in order to actually get played. And a lot of people, you know, despite having criticisms of Xmithie, I mean, they wanted him to keep playing. Now, Xmithie is not the most mechanically best jungler, but, I mean, let's be honest here, he actually is pretty decent and can mold a team to his playstyle, you know, but is that good in the, you know, future? No, because, you know, people still criticize TL for getting rid of Xmithie, and I still think that getting rid of Xmithie was the best idea if TL want to have international success, as I do think Broxa is better. But if you're talking about like Immortals and molding a 10th place team, you know, I do think that Xmithie should have been a player you start out with. If they had started out with Soaz, Xmithie, Apollo, and Hakuo, and Insanity, I think that would have been better than just throwing a rookie jungler obviously in to the first match. Now, who knows, maybe in scrims, obviously it was working out for them. Maybe in scrims, that roster that Zaboutine put together was actually pretty good. I mean, you really never know, honestly, from how things are structured behind the scenes. But to be honest, they looked a lot better in their win against Golden Guardians, because I'm pretty sure they actually won this game, right? Yeah, they actually won this game because you do have a decent, relatively okay bot lane. You know, Apollo and Hakuho aren't the greatest, but they're fairly solid. So you have to factor in, when you even have an LCS roster, you have to build around having solid pieces too. A lot of people always want like the flashy players, the players who are always gonna, you know, basically be the stars. Now, sometimes you're not always gonna have those players due to either budget restrictions, or you're not gonna get those players because of they're gonna join better orgs overall. Orgs with more pedigree like TSM, Team Liquid, Cloud9. I mean, those are things that are gonna happen, you know, all the way through any sport, no matter what. Players are always going to choose the more popular org and the org that has always consistently either been at the top or won. Now, you factor in that's TSM, TL, C9, and formerly CLG when they were actually somewhat relevant, right? So, looking at Immortals going past this week, I could easily see them blow up this roster if they don't get any more wins. Like, they're doing the same thing that Dig is doing. They're basically just trying out whatever pieces that can work. I mean, I don't want to just write them off right now, but it is kind of like GG go next year for them, because I just don't think they really have the caliber of players right now to even push them into a playoff spot. You know, as of right now, this is, you know, we're going into week 4 of the 2020 LCS Summer Split. Like, if they completely start, you know, picking it up, that's a good thing, because you do have to factor in, by the end of Spring Split, before we got to playoffs, they actually almost made playoffs. They needed only 1 win. So there is something here, obviously, with this pieces that Immortals have thrown around, but we just don't know their capabilities. Now, we do know some of the capabilities of these players. Like, I would say, keep playing Insanity. And he played 1 game that was better than Aka's 18 games. Like, that is pitiful of Aka to be playing that bad. Obviously, it's not all his fault. But if you're going to judge him off just gameplay alone, he actually played pretty bad. There's no denying that, right? So, they obviously won this game against Golden Guardian, so they got their first win. Kudos to IMT. But against teams like Cloud9, they just get, like, railed. Like, I know C9 has been doing these little crazy invades that I'm not really a fan of, but I'll discuss that in my LCS Week 3 Thoughts and Opinions video coming up later on this week. But overall, I personally think that they're never really going to be a caliber of team right now in this specific LCS 2020 Summer Split that is going to be able to challenge teams like Cloud9, and arguably nobody can really challenge Cloud9. I mean, yeah, they do kind of mess up right now in the early game, but to be fair, like, a lot of teams fall towards Cloud9. But let's say you're scaling it down to like TL, TSM, and maybe teams like 100 Thieves. Do they even beat them? Not really. So I think that next year, if we know they're going to make roster changes, and we know they're going to make coaching changes too. You got to factor in a lot of things will be changing. And do I think Alorm is going to be the answer? I don't know. They have 2 really underwhelming top laners. I think you just play Soaz. Obviously, that's just how I personally see it. I think Alorm's not that good. We saw Alorm on Optic all last year. Nothing special, really. You know, so I would just play either another Academy top laner, get another one of them to play for you, or you just run Soaz, who is a veteran. That's pretty much it. But hopefully, IMT actually improve more throughout the split. Hopefully, I mean, I don't like seeing teams as bad as them. Definitely makes the league look bad. But, you know, at least they made an attempt to change their entire roster. So I do give them credit for that. But ultimately, it was firing Zaboutine the best thing that they could have did. I mean, we don't know what he's doing behind the scenes to obviously, you know, fix the team. You know, starting out 0-4, as is in most cases with a lot of the teams surrounding League of Legends in any competitive region, it's going to be pretty eye-opening to a lot of owners or, you know, people who want the org to succeed, who's obviously investing into the org. So, you know, moving forward, I think that next year, you're just going to have to just scrap all these pieces. It's not working out. Play a different roster. It's definitely not working out. I don't see the reason in trying out these players again, knowing it's not working out. You would literally just be trying to do the same thing over and over, and you know it's not working, so you're going to fail based off that alone. So that's pretty much it. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, most of all, enjoy. I know the videos have been kind of not as frequently been coming up, but I have been throwing up some of the podcasts on my main channel, and I know sometimes YouTube doesn't notify you when I do videos, so please join the Discord. The link is in the description box below. I think I'll eventually be adding in people to a future live stream if they ever want to be a part of that, and we can obviously do a sort of a league podcast on that as well. I personally think that you have to kind of see where it's all going to pan out with how this channel's been moving. I think things have been going pretty great, actually. You guys like the content, so I'm just going to keep doing it, obviously. So that's pretty much it. So sometimes I know somebody has asked, why do you show certain podcasts that aren't related to League? It's just because, you know, it's just a, you know, change the flavor and certain things. You always want to spice it up whenever you can. Sometimes when I have no content to upload, because League sometimes can be slow during weeks, sometimes there can be a lot of stuff to talk about. It just depends on the week, obviously. And sometimes just getting a different perspective into how something else is going, if you're interested, can be actually a very good thing. So yeah, so that's why sometimes I release certain podcasts from my main channel to here. I don't do all of them. I like to keep things kind of with an exclusivity. So that's pretty much where it has been. So I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. Have a good day. And Nightwing is signing out. Peace. Hopefully Immortals don't suck as badly as they did for those past 2 weeks, because that was atrocious. They would just literally go into Champ Select, load up, lose. That's the worst thing I hate seeing out of teams. Load up, lose. You want to just load up and lose and get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars? I mean, I can do that. Hey, I'll do that shit. But that doesn't make the region better if we just have teams that load up and lose. You know, people are raging at Dig right now, but despite all that, at least Dig is trying to win their games. You gotta give them credit for that. At least I can see where they're trying in their games. In the previous IMT roster that I saw, oh, that shit was bad. They were just loading up and losing. Disgraceful. But that's it. See you guys later. Bye. Have a good day. Peace.
Hi guys, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.